Well, hello everyone, welcome to another video. It is me, Desiree. It is 6 p.m. I got home from work a little while ago. I already had my pajamas on and like just chilling, and I thought, you know what? I really want to film a video, so I'm gonna do the repotting and Q&A video. So I asked on my community tab on YouTube if you guys had any questions for me, and I was kind of shocked that so many questions came in. So I'm gonna pull them up real quick and I'm gonna answer the questions as I repot a few of these plants. There are more questions than there are plants, so it's gonna be a very chatty video. If you like repot with me videos, this one might be for you, something to put on in the background, you know, one of those things. But I brought in four plants, I think. 4 plants that I wanted to repot, some pots that I don't know if they're gonna work or not, but we're just gonna get started. I'm gonna switch the camera so you can see what I'm doing and we will get answering some questions. Okay. This is as good as the angle is going to get, but it's just a casual video. We're just chatting, repotting, talking, so nothing too serious. We're just gonna kind of take it easy and do some repotting. So let me pull up the questions real quick and then we will get started. And the camera is further away than it's ever been, so I'm hoping so bad that some of this is gonna be in focus and I don't have to redo it. So the first question was, how many plants actually, and do you regret having such a lot, with a little winky face? So when I saw this question come in, I actually went through and counted all of them, and it was over 200. I don't remember the exact count, but I remember it being over 200 plants. And it's weird because if you're like a plant lover and you have plants all over your house, it doesn't seem like there's that many. Like if I were to guess how many, I'd probably go like, oh, I don't know, like 75 maybe. But as I was counting each one, it was over 200. I don't regret getting so many, although there are plants that die all the time, and you know, I share the plants that aren't doing well. But you learn something from all of them. You're gonna learn what plants work for you, which ones don't, which ones work in your house, which ones you even like to have, which ones are fussy. So you kind of learn something from each plant. Sometimes I don't, I just throw that plant in the garbage and move on with my life. But I don't regret getting so many now that we're in this house. But I was just talking to my boyfriend yesterday. I was like, imagine if I was this into plants and we were still in the apartment, because I had just got into plants when we were in an apartment that had one window. And at that point, I already had more than I knew what to do with. So I feel like I definitely would have had to kind of scale it down if we were still in the apartment just for the sake of the plants. But I don't regret getting so many because we have kind of a house with a lot of space. And I try so hard to make the plants look like they're part of the decor and that it's not like a plant house, although it looks like a plant house, you know what I mean? So no, I don't regret getting too many, and over 200 is the count. But let's get started with a plant. So I brought in, I don't really know. So I feel like some of these plants, I don't have the appropriate pot for them. And then this one, I think I brought like the same size. It's a little bigger. But we're just gonna roll with what we have. So this is an Aglaonema called Lucky Red, and it's coming off really, really red on the camera, but it's really pink. It's definitely more pink than red, and I think it's so cute. It definitely needs to be watered, so I thought what a perfect time to repot it. It's like in the soil it came from the store in, and I'm not too concerned with taking it all off, but whatever falls off, I'll just kind of replace. And of course I got my Fox Farm Ocean Forest soil mixed with some orchid bark, just because, I don't know, I just like to do that. And for that one, I brought a bigger nursery pot because I do want to keep this one in plastic, and then just like one of these pots to kind of put it in to make it look a little nicer. And it's just like a little bit bigger, but I think it'll be just fine. And while I do this, let's talk about the next question. I'm so worried I'm not going to be in focus. I wish my boyfriend was in here to like check on it for me. The next question is, what do you do for a living? And if you work at a desk, do you have any plants at work, and which ones? So I work in retail. I work for Walgreens, actually. I'm a store manager. So I don't work at a desk, although I have like a desk. It's not really a desk. Like I don't have it set up or anything. It's just where I sit to do stuff on the computer. And I guess by default, I sit in the same computer all the time. We have 2 computers in the office. So I guess that's kind of my spot, but I don't really have like an office desk like that. A lot of this soil just kind of fell right off. Oh my gosh, how funny. So you could see the little plug. It's not in one of those cloth things, but you could tell this was grown like in a 2-inch pot and then put it bigger. Because it's like stuck perfectly on the side right there. That's so funny. But if I did work in a desk and I had any plants, actually, you know what's so funny? Let me tell you a quick story. So I'm doing a no-buy for this month, right? I wasn't expecting all of this soil to fall off, but it came off so easily. Anyway, I'm doing a no-buy for May. And I was telling my boyfriend, I was like, what if I just bought a bunch of plants, but I kept them at work? And then on June 1st, I brought home all these plants I just found. Like, oh look what I just found all of these plants today at the nursery on the way home from work, and they're already repotted and everything. What a coincidence. But I don't have any plants at work, and no, I haven't broke my no-buy. I don't have any plants, but if I did, what would even work good in there? Probably a ZZ plant or something like that. Snake plant. But it would be kind of weird to even have them in there because the office isn't really like that. We don't really hang out in there. I don't like being in there. I like being out on the floor or in the pharmacy or something. So, work in retail, and I've been working there for 15 years. Longest job I've ever had, and I wasn't even expecting to keep it that long. I thought it was just going to be like another job. But I never hated it. And all the other jobs I've had, I've eventually hated them so much I left for some reason. But this one, although there are days where I'm like, okay, today's my last day. I'm quitting, I'm over it. There are more days that I don't feel like that. Although being a store manager, it has its days where I cry because I'm so stressed out. I cry just from being overwhelmed, and it's a really tough job to work in retail, but it's really tough to manage people. And there are definitely days when I'm just over it. But so far, it's fine. You know, it's a job. Look how cute! It looks exactly the same, but it's gonna look so cute. No, no! I repotted it into the same pot I just took it out of. I was not even paying attention because I was like, this doesn't fit right. Oh my god, I'm so dumb. I was thinking about the question, and I'm sure some of you guys saw me doing that and you didn't say anything. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. Oh my god, that's the funniest thing in the world. Oh boy. Next question. How many tattoos do you have, and which one was more painful? So, I actually just got another one right here. I don't know if you could see it from there. It still has the like Tegaderm bandage on it, so it's protected from the dirt that I'm going to be using today. But I got this one on Saturday. It's just a sunflower with some other little flowers and a little ring around it. It was supposed to be colored in, but I really liked the way it kind of just looked black and gray like that, so that's how I kept it. I don't know if you can even see it from there. So the ones I have are actually just the ones you could see on my arms. I don't have any anywhere else. And I always just ended up getting them on my arms because I had this dream of having like 2 full sleeves of tattoos. Which one was the most painful? This one actually was pretty painful because anything that's right here, like close to your tendons, hurts so freaking bad. But the thing about tattoos is it hurts only while they're doing it. So as they have the needle in your skin, it hurts. But once they take it out to like redip ink or to wipe it, it doesn't hurt anymore. It's super weird. And it's that kind of pain that hurts in the moment, but once it's over, you forgot that what it even felt like. But the one that hurt the most was this one on my hands, these card suits, because there's nothing really there besides skin and then straight to your bone. So this hurt so much. I remember like gripping on my hand as hard as I could. And I actually never went back to get it touched up because it hurt so much. Like some of them could use a little touching up. It's really kind of faded, especially washing your hands all the time. But as far as how many I have, probably, I count this as 1, even though it's 4. 10, maybe? 10? Is that right? Yeah, so, and I would get more. Like I said, it's that weird pain that hurts but doesn't hurt. I love it. That is so freaking cute. I'm so glad I redid this. That looks awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And that one needs water too. I can't believe you guys let me repot this into the same pot. Okay, next question. Do your tattoos, okay, another tattoo question. Do your tattoos have a sentimental meaning if you could no longer, okay, it's a couple of them. Do your tattoos have a sentimental meaning? Let's answer that one first. No, I don't think any of them need to have like a story or a meaning or anything behind it. You could just like the way something looks and want to buy it. And I kind of think of it the same way as a painting. Like you're in the not an art gallery, you're at TJ Maxx buying some paintings. Like it doesn't have to mean anything. It could just look cool on the wall. And that's how I kind of think of them. Like it doesn't mean anything. It just looks cool on my wall. Although some of them do have a meaning. Like for example, I have this one here that says Maximilian. And that one is my little dog who I had for a really long time, and I had to rehome him for several reasons. But he meant so much to me, and I was so devastated for doing that. But he went to a really, really, really great home, and I kept in touch with them for about a year afterwards. So that's my little dog. And oddly enough, when me and my boyfriend first were dating, he thought that was like a boyfriend's name or something, and I thought it was so funny. And then I have this one that I think also kind of means a lot to me. It just says resist, unlearn, defy. And it's a song, but the 3 words, like, they're like my life motto. Although sometimes it's kind of hard to live by because I'm such a people pleaser and it's like the worst quality that I have. But resist, unlearn, defy, especially unlearning is very, very difficult to do in life. So I like having it right there so I can see it all the time, remind myself I don't always have to be a people pleaser, you know. Next part of that question was, if you could no longer shop for one plant genus, which one would you be okay eliminating for life? Okay, the one I would easily be okay eliminating for life, Anthurium, because I only have one anyway, and none of them, I mean, there's some cool looking Anthurium, but none of them appeal to me. Like I don't want to own any of them. I honestly was going to say Hoyas, but one of my favorite plants of all time is the Hoya pubicalyx splash. So with this question, can I keep the ones I currently have and never shop for one again? Because if that's the case, I'll go for Hoyas. But if it's not the case, I would say Anthurium. And if I visited New Mexico, what would be the staple food I would have to try? So if you've never been to New Mexico, I'm guessing, or I don't know where you live, where this person lives, but if you eat like, our staple foods are chili. Like chili is in everything. We have so many New Mexican restaurants here. So definitely some chili. It tastes good all year round, but when it's in season, oh, you'll smell it in the air because every grocery store, every fruit stand is gonna have a chili roasting machine outside, and they like roast it out like this in this big barrel thing. And it like perfumes the air and it just smells so good. You could tell it's chili season. So staple food, I think I'm probably gonna go for green chili enchiladas or red chili enchiladas. Anything New Mexican staple food, tortillas, stuff like that. It kind of depends on the food you normally eat in your everyday life, because if New Mexican food is not like in your repertoire, I would definitely go for something chili for sure. Okay, the next one I want to repot is this aloe. And I just responded to one of your guys' comments to saying that I've killed so many aloe, and I have. But I bought this aloe because I'm so jealous of my boyfriend's aloe. He has one that's doing so good. It's so beautiful, and I always call it mine. And I'm like, oh, my aloe's doing so good. But he loves that thing. And you know what the secret is to making it grow big and beautiful and to not kill it? Don't look at it. Don't touch it. Don't move it. Never water it. And it will just thrive away for you. We have that aloe living under the skylight. And it probably gets watered twice a year, and it does amazing. It's always growing and thriving. So if you're killing a lot of aloe, stop watering it. It can go without water for way longer than you think it can. If you think it's been a long time that you have watered it, wait longer. Oh, you know what? I don't think I have the right pot for this. I'm gonna hold off on this one for just a sec. See if I can find an appropriate pot. God, I hope I'm in focus. But we're gonna move on to this one that needs water again. This is a calathea. It's one of those like furry ones. This is one that I bought at the grocery store, and I am planning to do my update this month. I think it's like a 4-month update at this point. I absolutely adore this plant. I don't know why it's been so easy for me. I just jinxed it, I know it. But this plant is in desperate need of a bigger pot, because look at these roots coming out of the bottom. And I have to water this plant every 2 or 3 days. Like, it's dry as a bone after just a couple days. So I really want to give this one a bigger pot just to kind of stop having to water it constantly. And I'm gonna put it in this pot here. I think that'll be a good little upgrade. It doesn't seem that much bigger, but it's deeper, so I think it'll be fine. Next question. Praying I'm in focus. Do you have any other obsessions besides plants and makeup? If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go and where would you move to? So as far as any other obsessions besides plants and makeup, this is actually from a person that watches both of my channels. So if you didn't know, I have another YouTube channel where I talk all about beauty stuff, a lot of makeup. I love makeup. I love doing my makeup every day. I have a huge collection. So if you're into that kind of stuff, I'll link my second channel down below in case you want to see more from me on a different topic. But do I have any other obsessions? I don't know. I want to say YouTube. YouTube is definitely a big thing for me. You know, my channels aren't huge. They're huge for me because why would anyone watch my videos? So thank you guys for all subscribing. Like it's so fun for me. So one of my other super favorite things is YouTube. But as far as like other obsessions in my life, I don't think I really have that many. I get like really into something for a little while and then I'll get over it. But right now, a new thing for me is outdoor gardening. And I just got into it last year, so I don't have like a huge garden, but every little while I've been buying new plants for outside. And I just started planting stuff in the front yard, so I'm working on that. And then what was the other part of the question? If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go or where would you move to? I would go anywhere. I would go anywhere. I have never been, well, I guess I've been out of the country kind of. When I was 21, I went to the Bahamas, and that was really fun. But other than that, I haven't really gone anywhere. And then, I mean, honestly, when you go out of the country and you stay in a resort, I don't really think you're in that country. I think you're just in a resort. That resort could be anywhere, you know what I mean? So unless you're experiencing the country outside of the resort, I don't really count it as being outside of the country because I don't know anything about the Bahamas other than the resort we stayed at. You know what I mean? So I don't really count it. But I would go anywhere. I would go anywhere. I would go to the Netherlands, to Finland, to anywhere in Europe. I would go to South America. I've always wanted to go to Ecuador. I would go anywhere, and I know my boyfriend would too. This is not coming out. Let me see if I could untangle these a little bit. I might get some scissors though. And where would I move to? I also would move anywhere. I would move anywhere on the West Coast, not anywhere on the East Coast. Would I even move to the East Coast? No, I wouldn't move to the East Coast. I like the humidity here and there, but I wouldn't want to live in humidity, and where I live it is dry. We have dry air here. But I would move to the East Coast. I would just like to go anywhere, you know what I mean? But traveling is very expensive, planning it and all that kind of stuff. But I really want to go anywhere. I would go anywhere, and I really want to plan a trip maybe next year, the year after, out of the country. I would love to go somewhere. Okay, those roots are looking good. Let's see. Would your boyfriend ever do a video with you? And what is his relationship with plants? Do you have any plants at work? So I don't have any plants at work. Would my boyfriend ever do a video with me? I wish he would. The closest thing he did to doing a video with me was a video that I put up a while back with Ollie Gardens. They had sent me a raised garden bed, so I did a video like setting it up and kind of showing how we were working on it. And I think his legs were in that video, and he kind of helped me with that one, but he was very adamant about not being on video. When I had the camera set up, he was like, "You can't see me, right?" So I don't think he'd ever want to do one, but I think he would be really funny at YouTube. And every now and then he like talks about it, but I don't know if he's serious. Like he comes up with a YouTube channel name, different ideas for videos he could do. I think he would do it, but I don't know. You know, I don't want to force anyone to do anything they don't want to do, but I wish so bad he would do a video with me. I think it would be really fun, but I don't know what kind of video it would be. I think the closest he might get to doing a video with me is recording me doing something outside or something. But first I would have to get comfortable with that, you know. I filmed a video in my front yard last year, like a garden tour, and I almost threw up. My stomach was in knots. I don't know what it was. I thought all my neighbors were gonna come out and watch me, and not one person cared. It's not like anyone cares about me in my neighborhood. But I wish he would. Let's see. What is his relationship with plants? So he has 2 house plants. I actually wanted to do my boyfriend's houseplant collection because I thought it'd be really funny because he only has 2. But he loves outdoor vegetables. We bought bunches and bunches of seeds. He did a bunch of little starts. He just planted out a bunch of stuff this past weekend, a lot of tomatoes and peppers and things like that. He loves experimenting with different kinds of tomatoes. Last year we did watermelon, corn, both of them did nothing. We had a big zucchini plant, but it didn't produce as much as we thought it would. But I think it's because we didn't cut them off as fast. We were letting them grow like this big because we just didn't know how to do anything. So he likes outdoor gardening, but mostly just vegetables and stuff. And he doesn't have a ton of experience. I think this is the 3rd year that he's experimented with it, but it's doing okay. And the tomatoes, oh my God. I'm gonna insert a picture here of the tomato plant he grew last year. It was a variety called Arkansas Traveler. Oh my gosh, best tomato in the world. You could just pick and eat it. Oh, amazing tomato. So if you see that variety, I would highly suggest that one. Okay, I have to exclaim like that after every single one. This looks so good. I'm hoping it's gonna like retain some more water in there now that it has a bigger home. And I do need to give it a little watering. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. This was the one I was looking the most forward to planting up. Awesome, it looks really good. I don't know what this one's called. I just call it the furry calathea. Let's see, next question. I would love to know more about your tattoos and which are your favorites. So, kind of talked about them a little bit. Which ones are my favorites? Honestly, are any of them even my favorites? I want to say I like the new one I got. I think it's really cool. I love the Resist and Learn Defy. There are some that I got being young, being dumb, just really wanting one and not doing any research on any tattoo shops or anything because I thought everybody had the same skills, but no, they don't. And one thing I would say, if you've never gotten a tattoo before and you are uncomfortable, you don't have to get it. If the tattoo artist is being weird, if they're focusing way too much on how much you're gonna tip them, like I had the experience with, if you don't like the way the stencil looks, you can say something. You're paying money for them to put a piece of art on your body forever. You are paying it, you are the customer, they are working for you in that moment. So I would say, I'm way off topic and not even answering the question, but don't be afraid to say no or you're uncomfortable or I don't like that. It's fine. But my favorites, I want to say it's probably the one I have here, the new one. I like the little cherry blossom one I have here. It's just kind of simple and no outline and stuff. And I like my card suits. I know not a lot of people like this, and I get comments all the time at work about them, asking if I'm a dealer, a card dealer, if I play, if I'm a professional, and I guess that's one of those things, but I just got it because I wanted it and I like the card suits a lot. Don't regret it, but I really need to get it touched up. Also, have you lived in the Southwest your whole life or did you move at some point? No, I've lived in the Southwest my whole life. As many times as I've traveled to different places, I would love to live anywhere, like I said, but I just love the Southwest. And we went to Palm Springs recently, me and my cousin, and in that moment I was like, I could live here. I could live in Palm Springs. The architecture, the landscaping, the plants they had growing outside, it was just so different from what we have here. And I would love to live somewhere that had stuff like that. But I love the Southwest. I like living here, but I would love to move somewhere else just to have that experience and have that kind of, I don't know, broaden my horizons. Let's see. Oh, this person said, yikes, you could never look like that. LOL, Zelda was terrifying as a kid. I love all your horror movie t-shirts. So this is on there because I put something on my community tab when I was really sick. I swear I woke up looking like Zelda from Pet Sematary. And I was like, I was scared of what I looked like in the mirror. It was the funniest thing. So that's that comment that person said. This isn't a question, they just left me a reply. But let's move on to the next one. Besides plants, do you have any other hobbies? If so, what are they? So I love makeup, love skincare, love body care, love beauty products in general. I love that kind of stuff. I love trying out new things. Like I said, I have another channel if you want to check it out if you like that kind of stuff as well. But I love that kind of stuff. And then outdoor gardening has become a new hobby for me. Let's see. Also, what do you do for fun, unwind, and self-care? For fun, I love taking care of my plants. I love doing YouTube videos. And I love being outside. I love my new gardening hobby. I like being with my cat and my dog and my boyfriend. I just like chilling. I love having a low-key life now. But for unwinding and self-care, I don't know. I kind of just I like doing what I think is nothing, but I like doing what I want. I like being at home. I like repotting my plants on my desk. I like doing makeup. I love doing a long nighttime skincare routine. I just like that kind of stuff. And then any pet peeves, whether plant related or not. Any pet peeves. And also, what do you do for fun? Do for fun? I don't know. I kind of do whatever. I love going to the store and walking around and not buying anything. Window shopping, if you will. And then another thing I do for fun, like I did a few weekends ago, I went through all of my eyeshadow palettes and I swatched them. Oh my god, I've been sitting like Larry King the whole time and none of you said anything. Anyway. Oh, where was I? Any pet peeves? Plant related or not? Do I have any pet peeves? I'm sure I do. And I'm sure a lot of them are related to work, like customer service type of things, like the way customers are. But I honestly can't think of any off the top of my head. I don't know why. I'm sure there are some, but I don't keep them on the top of my head. I should have read these questions. I should have been more prepared. I want to say being late is probably a pet peeve. If I say I'm going to be somewhere at a certain time, or you told me you're going to be somewhere at a certain time, I'm expecting you to be there on time. I want to say being late is probably a pet peeve. But I'll never say anything because I'm a people pleaser, so I'll never say anything to anyone. I'll just be annoyed all the time. I'm sure there are other ones, and I want to say a lot of them are probably related to work and customer service. If I think of any, I'll let you know. This person said, hey, can you give a tour of your outdoor plants? How do you maintain the humidity in your house since you're growing so many aeroids? So as far as a tour of my outdoor plants, I actually did one last year. It's grown a lot since then because that was the first year I actually put the plants in the ground. I never planted a plant in the ground in my whole life before, so it was really fun. And I did a tour. I'll put that in the description box in case you want to see it. But yeah, I could definitely do a tour of how things look now because almost everything I planted was a perennial. I did buy a lot of annuals last year too. They all did. But a lot of the perennials came back and I wasn't expecting it. They came back bigger and more beautiful. So I would love to do a tour of my front yard. So stay tuned for that. I'll try to put it this month. Maybe I could try to film that this weekend and maybe put it up next week. And then how do you maintain the humidity in your house? I don't. The plants are going to adapt to what I'm giving them or they're not. That's just the way it's gonna be. So I do have a humidifier and I was running it for a long time when I first got it because I thought you were supposed to or all of your plants would die. But I don't put it on anymore. Sometimes when I feel like it, I do, but I don't maintain the humidity in my house. It is what it is. And we're living in the Southwest, dry heat. Watch, let me just for fun tell you what the humidity is today. It did rain a lot last night, so I bet it's gonna be kind of high. But right now the humidity is 37%, but usually it's like 9 or 6. It's really, really low. And whenever it does rain and there's a little bit of humidity, it's all anyone will talk about because we're not used to it. So I don't maintain the humidity in my house, and I do get crispy tips here and there and stuff like that, but I'm fine with it. Okay, the last plant we're gonna do is this philodendron silver sword. I did buy this from Monrovia. I bought this locally, and it's just growing wild and crazy, and I've never seen a silver sword grow like this. So this one I do want to put in, hopefully, this pot. I don't know, I might be downsizing a bit, but I'm kind of hoping that there's just a lot of soil in here and that it's gonna fit in this pot. And even then, oh crap, look what I just did. Well, you know, this piece was barely hanging on. Or did I break it? Oh no. Well, you know what? It's got a lot of roots, a lot of little aerial roots and nodes right here. I bet I could just stick this in some water and it'll grow. It's real life, people. Okay, well, I'm gonna set that aside for now. This is a couple of questions. So it says, what are some good online plant shops to check out? Plantarina tend to have good discounts, but my heart drops when I see that shipping fee. Oh, me too. Because Plantarina used to do free shipping. It was their tagline on their website. It said, free shipping on plants always. That used to be their thing. And I don't remember seeing them change it. It just one day when I was gonna buy something, I noticed it wasn't free shipping anymore. So yeah, I don't know about that, but I'm guessing they were like, hey, we're losing a lot of money paying for all the shipping, because they also do crazy discounts. They'll do 50, 60, 70, 80% off on their plants if you're signed up for their mailing list. But as far as some good online plant shops, you gotta kind of just shop around. Some people charge a lot for shipping, some don't. Some places I love to buy from are Cactus Club. I love buying plants from them. I have purchased plants from Steve's Leaves. I've never bought from Logi's, and I've always wanted to. But I think you're pretty much gonna pay for shipping anywhere, but a lot of them have a free shipping threshold. So if you're buying at least a couple of plants, you might meet that threshold and not have to pay for shipping. But yeah, you gotta kind of just shop around, you know what I mean? But it depends on the plants you like too. Like I bought some plants from Succulents Depot and the shipping was only $5. But like I said, it's gonna depend on where you shop. And shipping is so expensive. I know sometimes it's almost as much as the plants. And it kind of sucks, you know. But I love shopping on Cactus Club and I like Steve's Leaves. I bought some stuff from Plant Vault recently, but the shipping was very expensive. Succulents Depot's good. Plantarina, kind of expensive prices. And the plants for me, very hit and miss. Let's see. I would love to see an updated plant tour. I would love to do one. For someone who hasn't been in the plantiverse for long, as you say, you seem to have some pretty cool thriving plants I wouldn't mind seeing. Maybe soon? Thanks. Love watching your videos. Thanks. I actually filmed a tour of my 2 plant shelves I have in my front room. And I don't know what it is about my vlogging camera. It won't transfer the audio. And I don't know if it's just a setting on the camera that I've missed or something, but I filmed the whole thing and there was no audio. It was so annoying. So, oh my God, I broke another piece off. Okay, this is not going according to plan. Anyway, yes, I would love to do an updated plant tour. I think the only ones I have up are this room and my windowsill plants, which were pretty much all of my cactus. But as far as doing a whole house one, I might break that one up a little bit because that's going to be a long video. Because I know I'll start talking about each plant. This is not going to go according to plan. This piece here is one I thought I broke off, but it has a root there. Okay. I don't think I got a big enough pot. And you know what? Oh no. What do I do? What do I do? Okay. We're just gonna do something. And this person, that was the last question, but that person did say, as someone who hasn't been in the plantiverse for as long as you say. So I got into plants in 2021, in March of 2021. I had went with my grandma to Home Depot because she wanted to get some plants. And I had never really looked at plants. And the only time I ever bought a house plant, I actually used to have this might work out. All this soil's falling off really easily. So I used to have you know what? This is great soil. I feel like I'm making a mistake. I feel like I'm making a mistake here. I'm sure you guys are screaming at me. I shouldn't have done this one. Shouldn't have done it. Shouldn't have done it. I regret this. I regret all of my life choices right now. I'm so dumb. So dumb. It's too late now. It's too late now. We just gotta keep forging forward. What are you gonna do? This is really nice soil. I wanna save it. I'm so dumb. Okay. Well, anyway, we went to Home Depot. Okay. Lost track of the story there. I used to have a sugar glider and I used to buy plants for the inside of his cage. and I never watered them. I genuinely didn't know you were supposed to take care of houseplants. I thought they were just like a cut flowers that you just have until it dies and then you buy some more if you want more. That's genuinely what I thought. So when my grandma wanted to get plants, I was like, oh, okay. And suddenly my eyes were opened. My eyes were like, oh my God, these are so beautiful. And I turned to my boyfriend and I said, I'm gonna get really into plants. And here we are. I started a YouTube channel because no one else in my life is very into plants. So I started the channel just to kind of talk about the plants and talk to somebody about plants. And I didn't really think anybody was gonna watch them. I thought I was really just gonna be talking into the void. And even then it would have been okay because I would have been at least getting out my thoughts and my experiences. I'm gonna make this work, and I feel bad for this plant because I destroyed it. But I'm just gonna reuse the soil too. And the channel now has 1,300 subscribers, which is amazing. I can't even believe anybody watches the videos, let alone subscribe. And I've been having so much fun doing the videos every day this month. If you didn't know, if you're new here, I'm doing a video every single day in May, every day in May, and I'm doing a no-buy. So putting up a video every day is really good. It's very kind of distracting also because I'm not looking at plants. I'm really focused on putting up the videos, you know. Well, we're gonna finish this last monstrosity that I have here and we're gonna wrap it up. I feel so bad for this plant. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. I'm gonna mix the soil up because why not? Let me live my life. You know, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. I'm still trying to think of some pet peeves. I want to say most of them are probably customer service related. Like customers, I mean, I'm a customer at stores. Like you would think that people would know after 30 to 50 years of shopping in stores, they would know how to act, know how to interact with the cashier. And I don't know, it's just weird. You know, and I do get, you know, you do expect good customer service, which I hope we do provide at my store. And I feel like we do. But some people, man, they're just like, they had a bad day and they take it out on you because you're the last person they're gonna see through the day on their way home from work. And there is a lot of frustration that we have to absorb a lot in customer service. And it can really wear down a person. So I feel like before you take out your bad day on a cashier who's trying to ring you up for the things you need and that's being nice to you, like take a second to think, do I need to tell this person that they're stupid or that they don't know what they're doing or anything like that? Like you probably don't. Okay, you know what? It looks good. These pieces here are like super loose, but they're laying perfectly down there. They're laying perfectly down and they have some aerial roots coming out here. So I'm hoping that the roots might grow and it'll hold the plant down. Or maybe I could put some pins and kind of hold it. But you know what? Do I regret doing this now? No, I think it looks a lot better. And it looks really cool. And then I have this whole piece though. I need to go throw in some water, the poor thing. You know what? It looks good. I like doing it. I liked it. It looks way better actually. Started out as a monstrosity, but I think it came together in the end. And I got to take off all those spider webs. But I do like the soil that this was in, so I might save this for something. Anyway, that is it. Those were all of the questions that I got. Thank you to everyone who sent one in. Hopefully you learned a little bit more about me. If you have any more questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I can either answer them in a reply or in another video like this. I had a lot of fun doing this video and it was really chatty. It was more talking than planting. And I'm not going to do the aloe because I don't have the appropriate pot for that and I don't want to put it in a pot too big because I do want it to stay really tight in the pot. But yeah, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe so you don't miss the next one, and I will see you later in another video. Me and my Larry King shoulders. Ugh. Anyway, goodbye.